Hello to all you beautiful people out there, Regnilla over here bringing you the next episode of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. For today's episode, we are going to be taking on our first dual monster quest. And just a disclaimer, this is also a post-commentary recording as opposed to the live commentary like I've been doing the last 17 episodes. And the only reason why this one's post-commentary was simply I didn't like how the live commentary turned out. So I'm redoing it as opposed to just re-recording the entire thing because I'm much farther ahead and there would be a lot of questions if I tried to re-record it. For this quest, I am bringing the Kuropeko and Rhineblade set. This is a armor set that I got during the live stream. It has Horn Maestro, it has Recovery Up, and it has Wide Range +1. The issue with this armor set for a quest like this is that it's not really good for solo hunts. This armor set is for a multiplayer hunt. It is designed to help your teammates during combat by either providing health buffs or stat increase buffs, so like demon drugs, armor skin, and it's all due to the fact that it has wide range. And wide range allows you to pass your healing or buffs to your teammates within range. The quest that we're doing is Bulldrome Onslaught, and it's going to take place in the tundra. So your memo for today is to make sure that you have your hot drinks on hand because it's cold as balls out here. But if you do forget, the quest does provide those items for you. It also provides you with an easy shock trap and a throwing knife, which is an item that we have not really seen up to this point. A throwing knife can be used to create status effect knives. So if you combine it with a parashroom or a toadstool, you'll get a paralysis throwing knife, or you can get a poison throwing knife. And they can be very helpful if you want to get a status effect off on a monster without having to rely on either your comrades or a status effect weapon. In this case, I have an ice-based weapon, so I'm not going to be doing any status effects anytime soon. But I'm not going to be using the throwing knives because I don't really need to. And that gets me into one of the benefits of a multi-monster quest. See, unlike the other quests that we've done, which in the case of Kuropeko, there was a great Jaggy involved, which was kind of prowling around the scene. In this case, we are designated to fight 2 large monsters. And if you are in a late game quest and you have to fight like 2 or 3 monsters that have the maximum amount of health and attack power necessary, you could go over time, and that would be not a good thing because you'll just fail the quest. And that doesn't even get into the possibility of carding against 2 monsters and all that. It's a mess. So the benefit of a multi-monster quest is that the large monsters in question will have their health reduced to compensate for the fact that you're fighting more than 1 monster. So pretty generous. And the fact that we're facing off against 2 Bulldromes, it's not going to be that difficult. These guys don't have a whole lot of health to begin with, and now that it's reduced because of a quest like this, it makes things a little bit easier for you. But don't let that fool you, because these monsters can come at you from the same area, and you have to fight them both at once. In cases like that, you're going to want to use a dung bomb to get rid of at least one of them temporarily. And that gets me into kind of a component of the AI. The AI I've noticed with, at the very least, different large monsters is that they try to shy away from each other. They don't tend to stay in the same area for very long. And with Bulldromes, that's the case too. As soon as Bulldrome number 2 came around, Bulldrome number 1 decided he wanted to up and leave. But it could have also been on the fact that he was weakened as well. So large monsters, they tend to shy away from each other whenever they get into the same area, with a few exceptions. So like the Great Jaggies as well as Roggies and Baggies, they don't really care. They'll fight anyone. But the gold example of 2 monsters with perfect synergy that actively try to stay in the same area as each other is Rathalos and Rathian. In fact, if one gets hurt, the other one will try to find out where the injured party is, and if you're there, you're gonna have to fight both of them at once. And it would just be a nightmare unless you either have weakened one of them enough to kill them, or you have a dung bomb on standby, or some other traps. So like flash bombs, something to isolate them. That way you can focus on the other one that you probably have been originally fighting. But another one that is known to try to stay in the same area as each other is the Teostra and Nostra. And if you played Monster Hunter World, and specifically Iceborne, you will know why. And those two love to try to stay in the same area as each other, and they have a devastating combo attack, which if you're in Master Rank is probably going to be an instant knockout if you're hit by it. But aside from that, this is a pretty easy quest. You just don't want to get cocky. Because if you get cocky, especially if they're in the same area as each other, you're probably going to get carded, and that's just not going to be good. You don't want to get carded by a Bulldrome of all things, especially if you're using a pretty high-powered weapon. But if you make sure that you use your traps right and keep these two isolated, you should be just fine. So that's going to do it for me and this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in any of my other content, be sure to hit on one of those annotations that will be featured at the end of this video. But until next time, take care, people.